coming to you live from the back of the clumsy garden. I'm your host, spokesperson, and I'm here to tell you that this morning I came out. I don't even know what I was doing. I'm not in my garden clothes. I don't have a bandana, but I do have a pair of gloves. So I wanted to do this special segment today called What Happens When the Garden Gardens You. What does that mean? Okay, so what I mean is, as if some of you who know me know that I try to dabble in the gardening arts. And when I do, I work hard, I plant stuff, I sow stuff. But at the end of the day, it probably always ends up looking worse than when I began. Especially if you look at it from, here, I want to bring it in. Especially when you look at it from the perspective of right now we live in a society where you kind of got to keep your grass kind of tight. You got to keep your edges really crisp so you look, don't look at my, oh gosh, don't look at my trash box. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Why? Okay, so what I meant when the garden gardens you is you're just, let's say you're just doing a chore. I was just, another one. Jeez, please. Okay, another one. You're doing a chore and you're like, another chore pops up, but it's like a really big chore. It's like a really big thing that's happening, and it's like super important and so it reaches up and grabs you. And you're probably thinking, Spokes, what on earth are you talking about? What did you put in your coffee this morning? And I'm here to tell you, it was just a little bit of coconut. I put some cinnamon extract, some vanilla extract, and then I put a little to the pita, that super sweet, sugary hazelnut cream. But other than that, just a regular morning wake up with a good night's rest, a good idea. Woke up with a good idea. Was thinking about something different, possibly. Could have been thinking about my professional career and not my career as a, mid-tier content creator. Anyway, I was just ripping. So onions. So you walk outside, you're taking the trash out, and you see that there's onions. And the important thing about these onions is these are the onions that you planted when you wanted to start a garden and start showing people how to garden. So you're like, when I plant these onions, I want to use these glasses and I want to create this content so that people can see in real time with my clumsy vision how to put these things in the ground when they were just little tiny little. And then after some time, boom, voila. Onion for weeks. We could eat off this thing for weeks. You guys understand how much sugar is in this thing and how much flavor is in this thing? Now listen, this is why I had to stop making kids content. Because first off, when I would make kids content, you guys couldn't even comment on it. And so I was like, okay, back up. Don't set the filter as kids content. Back it up, and so that everybody can engage and get involved, because everybody needs to learn how to garden and may have a question like, hey, remind me again, how deep did you plant that onion? Refresh my memory. So what we have today, we have a super exciting garden extravaganza. And by that, it's a completely unscripted show. Episode 7 in the books, Clumsy Garden Show. We're back in the first bed that we started our garden journey on. Hopefully this video doesn't stop filming at 4 minutes and we get in trouble. Thankfully, I'm clumsy enough to at least keep a pair of gloves on the garden table. So come on, let's go ahead and get after it. Let's do the spokes method. Let's do this. We got this. So we didn't have a plan. So the reason the episode today is called What Happens When Garden Gardens You is today we showed up and we did not have a plan. We did not have our PPE. We barely had our tripod handy. But we had a couple. We didn't have a lot of other pressing things. We just, for me, this was just, I was just decompressing anyway. I just literally was just coming down from my second cup of coffee. Uh-oh, this is gonna get clumsy. I've got one glove, but uh-oh, I've got the same glove. How could that possibly happen? I don't know. My camera director called and said that I need to change it up. So, we are coming to the table. Ooh. And, oh, thank goodness, hopefully this is the one. Oh, yes. Hallelujah. We got the second one. Now, the no bandana problem, that is a bad problem. That is gonna be a really bad problem. So, we're gonna have to just ask for grace and mercy on that. And we're gonna have to just go from there. Okay, so we got our gloves. And listen, I know I'm a big wuss when every time I just reach for these gloves. But the only reason I'm reaching for the gloves is just so I can keep after it. The lighting is gonna be horrible. I can't help that. That is, you gotta blame, I guess, whatever time of day. So I showed you the one, so now we're just gonna go through it. So now we know the onions that we did plant are ready. This one just basically jumped out into my hand just now. Okay, so I'm gonna take that. My hair's already getting in my face, so remember your bandana, folks. Remember your bandana, they're super important. I don't know what I was thinking. Here's another one, yay buddy, look at that. Cooking tonight on Cooking with Clumsy. Okay, here we go. Oh, whoa! Look at that one. I could pretty much go ahead and start dicing this one up right now. Whoa! And so, I wasn't even really prepared for this portion of it, but I believe at this point in the actual harvesting process, I do want to learn how to start braiding and weaving these in, so that they create a cluster. Somebody in the chats, you guys got to come through for me for once, because I don't have it on this. But I am going to go ahead and just try to harvest what I can. And while I'm harvesting what I can, I'm going to try to harvest as much knowledge as I can. And thankfully I've got you guys here so I can record that. Oh. Okay, that's good. That's good. Looking good. Oh gosh. I got these stupid glasses on. Well, I'll go ahead and make a video of these stupid glasses. I got these stupid glasses on, and Zuckerberg, man, the guy can't keep his hands off of anything. So we got these for, Christmas party. We were one of them for, my wife won them for a Christmas party at her work. Oh, shoot. Oh man, what? Oh my God, how did that happen? Another one. I was leaning up, oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. Oh gosh, now that's why I would have been filming a kid's show. So listen, if you are a kid, hit the chats. Tell me you just saw that and you're laughing your face off, because man, that was wild. I usually try not to get in my beds at all, but I fell right into it. I fell into a burning bed of onions. Wow. Okay. So I'm well on my way here. Let me just pause with these onions on my chest so I can get I can start going viral. But, so what we did, the garden started gardening us. The garden started out gardening. It's the garden in my. Okay, I'll admit it. I have ADHD, and I probably have it bad. I have talked to a doctor about it, and the doctor was like, "Have you ever been diagnosed?" And I was like, "Buddy, don't you think that we would have started off with that?" Because it was a therapist I was already talking to. But anyway, side psychiatry humor there. Onions. Distractions. ADHD. So when I'm distracted and I have ADHD and I identify it, when I say, wait a minute, what am I sitting here doing with onions in my hand? How did I get here? What kind of onions even are these? When did I plant them? I realize I'm in an ADHD moment. So what I need to do is I need to think of a catchphrase. I need to think of a way that when I realize I'm having ADHD or behaving like or I'm in an ADHD kind of like, kind of like a spell, like I'm I guess hyper distracted. I don't exactly know. I guess I should have stuck around at the doctor's office. Once he started questioning me about my experience with ADHD. So I either have the mother load of all onions here or what. But listen, so you show up. Yeah, I have a plan. This time I didn't have a plan, actually. I didn't and I part of the reason I wanted to show, because I wanted to show you how important it is to show up with a plan. Because here I have all these groceries now, and first off, I didn't even think I was gonna show up, but I showed up. I did show up. I'm here. You can obviously tell I'm showed up. But I started making observations. I was like, oh shoot, the onions need to be harvested today. Like if they stay in the ground any longer, they're gonna actually turn into saute. So I said, okay, I'm making the observations. I can do that, and I'm taking it. And so then I immediately jumped into the A, and that was something else important I did. Is I immediately jumped into the A, and I'm literally digging this out by hand, but I did not plan to have gardening tools. And content creators do not listen. Where even is my tools? I'll at least just bring you with me while we're looking for tools, because I can't just be sitting here going through life without any tools. So listen, let's just walk together for a second. There's certain protocols, so I can't, this is not the home edition, or the inside the home edition, so I'm gonna look. Oh yeah, baby. Okay. Oh, now we are cooking with grass. And shoot, no. Oh yeah, shoot. Oh yeah, okay. So my PPE wasn't so far away. I was just being clumsy. Sorry. Back to what we were talking about, because we're talking about serious subjects for people that were born between the years of 1973 to, I would say, at least 1993, 94, so 20-year gap. So millennials, people that are just now starting to become grandparents, business professionals that are stuck in a really hard job that has a lot of requirements, and it's super high demand, super pressure cooker. Be prepared. So in order for me to get prepared for this, I gotta do the trambo. They call this, the fans out there in content land call this the when I go all full trambo. Trambo. Here we go. Here goes the trambo. This one's for you, Scott. Okay. Still no hair tie, and that's a real bummer, man, but we'll survive. Okay. Here we go. To all the men and women out there who have served our country and stood watch on the front lines all around the country and the world, thank you for your service. Okay, now we can get to gardening. Thanks for joining me, you guys. We're back. We're live. We are live. We cannot see. Okay, so that bit right there, I am a veteran. Thank you. If you're thanking me right now in the chat, thank you for saying that, and thank you for your support. Us veterans, we love and really do need the support, because the kind of stuff we got into, it's some scary stuff, and it's not for everybody. And so when we come back home, we need ways we can escape. So if you're a veteran and you've been following me along because you also are finding some comfort and healing in the gardening, thank you guys so much. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm encouraged that you're here, because that means that I'm not alone in this fight. And when you're a veteran, you gotta know you're not alone. And just like when we were over there, we're never gonna forget you, and we're never gonna stop looking for you. And I'm just gonna pause for a second, because it is heavy. And I'm sorry it's happening right now. But using the spokes method, we make our observations along the way, and we say, this is a moment. This is a moment that's because of something I experienced. And I just need to breathe through it. Like I said, I did not script. I did not want to have a veteran-based PTSD moment live streaming, because there's so much stigma. Like right now, the plane's going over, and it's no big deal. I live under an airport. I'm on final pretty much 75% of the time as far as the way the winds are where I live. So, and then the fact that when I served on an aircraft carrier. I'm not scared of aircraft sounds, but when I hear them, it does take me back to those times when we were walking around the bird, and we were pre-flighting it, and we were looking for defects, and we were doing what we were told, and we called them out. And we were told to know our place, know our regs, which we were. We were within ranks. And they made us fly anyway. And I was just the junior crewman. But I was watching the senior crewman set an example for me and stand the line. But over duty and over being given orders and being told, no, we have to do this. We have to do this. We have to assume this risk. You have to go. I sucked it up. And I'm not even gonna breach any confidentiality and say what happened. Because that's between me, this garden, my therapist, and God. And I was not expecting to that was not on purpose. So I'm back here, I'm in the garden, I kind of want to get back to onioning. The important tool that I needed was this, my super handy dandy garden knife. I don't have a belt sheath on today, so I'm just in my daggum gym shorts today for whatever silly reason. But I am going to try to excavate whatever last onions I can find. And then since I'm in here and since I'm in a very, I'm removing, so I'm kind of like in a destructive cycle. In the permaculture circles, the guys who are following me that are permaculture people and love kind of just letting nature do its thing and then trying to harness it and kind of grow with it and in tune with it. They're going to consider this a truly destructive cycle. So if they see a big thing, a big clod of grass, look at this. I got two separate different varieties of wheat over here. I got this one, and then when I fell over into the grass, I did the little shick where I fell over. That was me landing into a big pile of literally a big. I honestly, this is so amazing. Literal amber waves of grain. Amber waves of grain. Why? What is that? What does that mean? Why is this? So this is what happens when you opt for the wheat straw. That's what it's called. This is wheat straw. And most of the times they harvest the wheat before these heads have had time to season. So this is all, now granted, this is probably all GMO, I guarantee freaking to you there's this, because I got my straw from Lowe's, again, I'm not the camera operator, but I am, so I'll take responsibility, but you get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? At 23 minutes in, you get what you pay for. So you buy this stuff from Lowe's, and then you spend your whole life singing a song about a country and about amber waves of grain, and then you spend the rest of your life standing in bread lines because the cost is so high. People have to shop so much, and you're forced to just try to figure out where to go, what to buy from here, what to buy from there, and you just end up spending your whole day in lines. Whereas if we could learn a system where these grow side by side with the onions in your life, and we do it ourselves in our own backyards here, can we maybe come up with a society where there's not so many of those things flying back and forth trying to do business meetings to go impress people? And people can be more home and more present with their family and providing for their family by actually nurturing the blackberry bushes or the crops that are growing in their garden. I'm sitting here right next to a whopper of an asters. And it's a whopper of an asters that There's those stupid glasses again. For whatever reason, and this is the part where I wanted to file a formal complaint. Meta keeps telling me that I need to connect my phone to the internet. My phone that's obviously connected to the internet, and I'm obviously streaming right now. And so I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm so not used to my glasses just coming in over my head, like just coming in, because however they design the speaker, it just comes in. And where's my knife? Okay. Man. Sorry, I got emotional there. Oh, now wait a minute. That one's different. I honestly think this one's different. I think I may have made a boo-boo. I don't know. If you know what's going on with that one in the chat, let me know. But it got evicted. These guys, actually, I can't tell if this is a grass or a weed. Or it kind of looks like just like a regular, yeah. I think it's just I call this red-green grass. Usually it'll have like little red shoots down here. I don't know. I deal with it. I struggle with it. It sucks. Okay, here's another one. Hopefully this is another onion. Okay. So what's going on here is I think this section here is a different style of onion. Maybe like more of a green onion style. I don't know 100%. But the shape and everything appears. So I'll keep going with it. I'll keep them in the bundle. Okay, so the spokes method. Spokes, show up, have a plan, make observations, take actions accordingly to the observations you're making, and then keep after it. That's the part we were just getting into. Like, because we're in a destructive cycle and we gotta be up all in this business anyway, why don't you just weed out the weeds that you don't want? So that's what I'm doing. Here's that first onion. Yeah, you can see me. So this is this whopper of an onion I couldn't get out in the beginning of the show. Oh, whoa! Oh man, this is a proud spokes moment right here. This is textbook. Look at that thing, textbook onion. I cannot. As a guy who still doesn't like onions on his hamburger to this day, I don't like the crunchy raw onion on a hamburger. But as a guy who is really learning how to saute onions and loves sauteed onions, they're so good, so sweet. Okay. So again, yeah, red-green grass. This one's red-green grass, so we're not carrying that into the kitchen. So over there on that side of the pile. Yeah, and I've got all this bindweed too, so that's definitely that's on a different side of the pile. Here comes the hair again. This asters, I could care less about this asters. So I knew it was asters because of the shape, but that's how you can tell if you got the plant. And then that's how you can tell it's an asters, because it'll grow branches this way, and then the whole thing will spread out. They're wonderful. We do not mind it. I was telling you about asters here. These happen to be in the paths. But this big whopper of asters, the reason it's important, this one right here, this asters right here, the reason it is important in your crops is because in the fall season, my favorite time to garden, here, matter of fact, in the fall, my favorite time to garden, you got a lot of moisture coming down, your temperatures are dropping, so you're finally getting that gardener relief. But these babies right here just start exploding. I mean, exploding with those small little tiny like micro like white flowers. They're just beautiful, and they just the whole bush clusters up. And the pollinators absolutely love it. They go wild. Oh God. Jeez. Oh man. Whew. Sorry, that was a weed. I thought that was a. I thought that was a snake. Sorry about that. Snake awareness, everybody. Where's my knife? I thought it was a snake. Where's my knife? Okay, back to bad camera work. Oh, there they go again, Meta telling me to connect my phone to the, it's like these are like, connect your phone. I'm like, shut up. So we show up. We have a plan. If we're not good at the spokes method, we do not have a plan. But then whoa, we're like, oh crap. What did spokes teach me? Oh crap, think. And then I'm like, well, he taught me how his name is spelled, right? Because my parents named me such a weird name. They named me Spokes. And then obviously my last name is Pearson, Pearson. So I don't know why they went with spoke. I know it's a joke, but they spelled it opposite of the way a spokesperson would spell their title. So they spell my name Spoaks. That's me, that's spokes, that's who I am. So I can't truly choose my name. It's just what my parents chose. So what I decided to do was just create a method that helps me navigate. And I'm obviously still working on that method, but the work we're doing here is so crucial that I want you to start paying attention now so that when you are at the aha moment phase in your life, you'll have already acquired the knowledge and skills you're going to need to get through this next phase of life. Flight path. And the other thing about my flight path is I think I have 2 separate flight paths. So if you're going to one airport, it's going that way. And if you're going to another airport, it's that way. And so it's like, and then another one, and then another one. Wah! So I'm back here trying to, reach an audience who want very intelligent, structured, bullet-pointed information. And I hardly even have time to pick up the onions I already harvested. So that's what you're here for. Is for me to tell you, like, hey, you got to keep going. You showed up. You did or didn't have a plan. Maybe P stands for problem. Like, show up, problem, make observations, look around. I found some onions I found this onion that needed to get harvested. So now I've lost my knife. And the other thing, wherever my knife is, there may be the last couple of onions, but the lighting over there is so bad. And so I am stuck. I don't know how these kids, if you're a millennial, listen, if you're a zennial, or even somebody's grandkid somewhere, and you live in the same city and state that I live in, and you want to be my photographer, so we don't have such washed out shots, I'll be happy to entertain you. If you could be happy to help me teach these people, these fine people of the world, how to world. We're gardening at a global level. So if you are a brother, a brother or sister from India that I've met, and you've begun to start following me in my hobbies. You follow me on socials, and so obviously when I'm on socials, I don't do what I do at work. You know me. But yeah, I welcome you, brothers and sisters. I welcome you to my backyard. Everyone's welcome back here, as long as I know, as long as I know in advance. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you are, but you do have to give notice. I can't do immediate inspections without notice. I can't just walk out here one day to take the trash out and have you back here. So caution and courtesy, please, on that front. So let's respect each other's boundaries there. But in the general sense of it, like the reason I'm trying to just go live on certain Saturday mornings and just ramble about certain random garden topics is because I think it is important for you to try to start educating yourself. And so if I can catch your attention with a little silly tripping over a rake bit, I'm going to do it every time. Thank you for your service. So we talked about a lot of great stuff today. Sorry. You're over here now. That was awkward. We talked about a lot of great stuff. We got our sponsors. Let's get this out here for brand recognition. There's our sponsors. We sponsor ourselves, the Clumsy Garden Show. The little tagline on the bottom says, "Let us pray." We love puns around here. We do pray, especially since we suffer from some of the things we suffer from. It's full disclosure. We're not here to. Trust me, this is a judgment-free zone here. I'm not like all that other stuff. All those other. You get into a situation where you feel like you're being judged around me, well, I'll pull a chair up. We'll have a level set. I'll give you the respect to look you in your eye, and then we'll move on. No problems. No problems, friend. No problems. So, this is the section, this is the time in the garden where I want to come and just sit down and answer your questions. I don't currently have a moderator in the chats, and it does not appear to have anybody kind of beaming in. So in future shows, oh, here's the little tiny helicopter. That one's great. That style of airplane's great because you're thinking like, man, what is this, Hawaii now? Are they flying guys in on the island? I love it when the smaller aircraft are flying overhead. Those are fun. You just in my garden, I have this area over here on the right. It's called the high courtyard, like the word H-I. And because in the pavers, I could spell out the word high, like with one by. So though I spelled out the word high, like I'm waving, like hi. So like when people are on a boring flight or whatever, and they're about to come into my hometown, they start making noises like that. They can look out their window and then be like, oh, that one creative gardener singing hi to me. So I'm looking out for everybody here. So anybody, you want to come, you want to sit down in this chair with notice, we do the same thing. And so ask questions. When did I plant these onions? I know it had to have been early March, I believe. It's a bug, everybody. We gotta drop what we're doing. Whoa. Technical difficulties. Tell me about it. Okay. There. Maybe this. Okay, there we go. There we go. What are you, bug? Oh, you're on the move. Okay, so one of the clips of the week and contention this week is a oh man, look at this in real time. Real time. We got a real live action one here. Let's see, can YouTube even keep up with this great content? So the thing that spooked me when I first saw this, I was like, oh gosh, is that a daggum tick? Is that a daggum tick? So yeah, get flea and tick control. I don't know. I can't 100% say. I've got to look up the class identifiers for a tick. So I'm trying to record it right now so I can get any markings. Again, this is the observe phase. I see 6 legs, 2 antennae. I see like a grayish back, a grayish body. I see white. Oh, I see bad camera work. So that's what we're looking at. That's what we're observing. Like I said, it definitely has the feature. If you've ever had a tick on you, it definitely looks like it could be one. So I'm not going to be trying to get this one attached to me. And this is another one that, this is, I'll keep an eye on it for a second, but this is another one that's like, no. We don't have time to be getting allergic to no beef. Or deer for that matter. Oh dear. Okay, so the questions, where we started asking questions about bugs. What is that? What kind of bug is that? So more, I don't even know. We could probably also ask questions about like how many airplanes do you see a day? Again, another one, I don't know. Daisy. Any other questions I'm thinking you may have over the top of your head? You may be saying, can you say that one more time, what you were saying about the letters? Like, can you say the letters again? And I'm going to try to spell it out as clear as I can for you. It's the Spokes method. It stands for show up, plan or have a problem, make observations, take actions, keep after it. So like when you are making your observations and actions, you've made like a plan, a list in your head of kind of like what it's going to look like after you're done. So keep after that. Keep at that vision. You know what I mean? Like keep pushing. Even if maybe some sweat starts to drop down, maybe if you're getting hair in your face or whatever, keep after it and try not to slow down. Try not to stop. Obviously, I'm in a paradigm here where I am stuck because I'm trying to do content for you guys and do. But I also don't have, 360 days to clip all this up and like blah, 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 so it's like I'm in a situation where I have to go live and I have to just get after it. But I'm also in a situation where you may not have a clue, like I'm looking at mint or I'm looking at basil. You may not know so I got to slow down. I got to say, hey, it's okay to just be present and take your time. Look at a specific weed, kind of ask a question about it, because again, you're on personal time. You're on your own R&R time because you're recouping from whatever traumas of the week that you encountered, whatever it is, because it's your weekend, it's your time to reset. And so so you just do it, and then my method, and a lot of what I see a lot of people doing in social media, is that you share your results. And so what I want to encourage you, that in that phase, that's the tricky phase, because a lot of times people will try to share their results for acceptance. And you can't be in a position in your life acceptance. You have to understand you are already accepted. I accept you for who you are, what you've done, where you're at. And that's okay. And so if I can do that, you can do that. And once you start doing that and you start showing up in that spirit, with that spirit in your heart, where you're ready to accept the things that you can't change, you're ready to embrace that you maybe don't. I want to be as dramatic as possible when I say this, in that you may really not have it, and you're starting to come to terms with that, because my generation of people are getting older. We are starting to show signs of life as far as, well, decay. We are getting diagnosed with diabetes. We are getting diagnosed with ADHD. We are getting diagnosed with anxiety and PTSD. And so we really need to come together as a community and stop worrying about kind of what's going on in other people's patches over there, and start really getting introspective and start worrying about what's going on here in your heart. Where's your heart when you show up? Is your heart heavy? Do you have a lot of stuff going on? Is there a lot of things going on at work? Are you restless? When you show up, when you do the first part of the Spokes method, you show up and you admit that. You show up from a place of like, hey, this guy definitely doesn't have it, but maybe I can admit I don't have it too. And then when we're both in that place, when you and I in community are both in that place where we're vulnerable, and we can kind of talk openly about what we're struggling with, about what's exciting us, what's making us, keeping us going, what's keeping us putting onions in the ground and seeing if they get bigger. If we can do that together, I really do think we can be the answer. Our generation can be the final generation. And it's crazy to talk like that, because I'm pretty sure the generations that keep going on, it's just it's the ultimate plot line, this apocalypse story that we're on. But I also do believe the prophecies, and 100% believe that we are living in an end times era. And so I, in my studies and my teachings, have been exposed and taught, that you have to plant a garden, that there will be suffering. I've been taught that you're going to be, even in doing the right things, you'll be accused of doing wrong. And so if I'm saying anything today, if any of this impromptu script, unscripted, knowing I had a basic format, if any of this is getting through to anybody, if the algorithm is finally shining down upon me because I finally got my act together, and about not having my act together enough to where I could grow a few onion bulbs, I think we're making progress. If I was a betting man, and I'm not at all, I would be doing my hand gestures where you put like the little squares and be like, click that video. So it will be nice, and I am going to try to package with this, however, and maybe by putting it in the description once I publish it and have time to sit down in front of a computer and actually edit some of the hashtags and the algorithm side of it. But what I'm going to do is completely just forget what I was talking about. Happy every time. Good show, everybody. Clip of the week. We did have some traction. We got some great action on both our Spokes account or our TikTok account, Spokes Pearson. Whatever. Look me up. However you're supposed to look things up in TikTok. I'm not versed in it. I'm just trying. I'm trying to wiggle my way through it. So check me out on TikTok, Spokes Pearson. Spell it the way I spell it, and you'll be just fine. SPOAKSPEARSON. No biggie. If you don't spell it correctly, hopefully at some point in this movement, we will have the internet start helping you find me out, and everybody will know me as their spokesperson. And my commitment to you is that I'll keep showing up and I'll keep being present for you. So, what? Is that a new P? Show up. Be present. Make observations. Take actions. Keep after it. See you next week. Oh, is that another new catchphrase? That was fun. Oops. That was my glove. Okay. So, the clip of the weeks, I don't have the actual stats, and if I pull off of here, I won't be able to, so we'll just I'll give you another, in the description, once I do the paperwork, I will go ahead and republish what the clip of the week was, just for those following the you guys can keep track of which videos are popping off, and we can keep having fun as a community. What else we got? Oh, I challenge you. I challenge you to go just like I'm doing right here. Or, matter of fact, even better. We're gonna go to one of my spots. One of the videos I made, and one of the things I still got going on the set here. I'll go ahead and turn the camera around for the tour. So yeah, we'll do a little end of the show tour. Like I said, stick around to the end. We got an exciting closer for a closing act for a finisher. But there was a big tree stump that was underneath where those two rakes. Oh, the Rose of Sharon bush. There was a big tree stump that was. So here I am in the high courtyard. Just so for those who've been hearing the airplane noises. There's my chemtrails. There's my Scottish flag over there. But I was walking. The bit I did on one of the clips of the week is I was walking and I stubbed my toe like that on that tree stump over there that was sitting right here, and I did my classic, my typical clumsy shtick where I was like, ow, 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 ow. Like it was funny, like it was the stuff that the kids would like to watch if they were watching a gardening show, but not necessarily, like the corporate execs who are following me on my social medias. So anyway, so the idea that I had, like in the real time, because I was doing it all in 15-second clips in my normal shorts, kind of have my formula that I'm using. And so the idea was, I had this bright idea and I cut to myself. I was like, aha, bright idea. And it was like to do the kind of like the Roman method of moving matter across, reducing friction. So basically with all these plants and stuff, it was too much friction. I couldn't actually, the stump was too heavy. And so what I did is I created like the technique so that I could just drag that stump all the way. Well, as funny of clip as it was, and again, if I were to have be a full-time professional clumsy garden show producer and plus the talent and all that, I would do this shot and then I'd set it back up and do this shot and do this shot and this shot, and then we'd haul it all the way over there. I finally once I got it off the ground and kind of got it sliding, I could get up underneath it and just pick it up and just squat and just pick it up. And so I got the thing relocated over here. It's a nice shady spot underneath. It's a nice shady spot at the base of my rain garden, underneath my willow tree. The reason I have a willow tree at the base of my rain garden is because I'm at the very bottom of a hill in kind of like a cookie cutter neighborhood type of setup. And we're zone 8A, and so we get everyone's runoff, but because I'm at the bottom, the civil engineers did me no justice by creating the real nice channel that I need water to keep moving along, so as to help me manage and mitigate the collection of where the water collects. And so I've been doing a ton of work, a ton of backfill. A lot of this is now sand, even though it looks like the same type of soil. I know underneath that there's literally pockets where it's nothing but sand, and I'm going to backfill it. All of the good progress that I'm seeing up front with where the echinaceas were and the coneflower, I'm going to kind of transplant those down here into the rain garden. And the reason is because they love the moisture, and they'll do really, really good. And it'll also bring balance to the garden. I do have some echinacea on this side of the garden. The coneflower is amazing. It's one of my favorite plants. Please, please, please garden it if you can. And we'll also have, bee balm, and we got a butterfly garden right here that I can look at. And so the cool thing about this feature right here, I'm pointing directly at it. This is a traditional butterfly bush. So you'll see the classic butterfly, they just come in, they put their, and then also the hummingbirds love it. And I got dill here. Dill is great for butterflies. They love that as well. And then I backfilled it. So I bought the bag, and I bought the quote unquote weeds, but basically it's helping me introduce biology, so all the different types of plants, because I intentionally wanted weeds there. I wanted the style, because I don't know each and every plant, so I usually can only tell a weed once it starts looking like this, and once it looks like that, then I can get over there and be like, get out of here, hopefully before it starts popping off. But in my line of work, and when you're dealing with home gardening, you have to give yourself a lot of grace and a lot of mercy, and just accept some of the things that you can't change. Make lists about the things that you want to change, and just keep going. Keep going, guys. Keep going. Keep going. Reconnect, re-energize when you're done. The reason you share the results at the end is because I want to encourage you to have community, and I want to encourage you. If you don't have community yet, you have community here. This is a safe space. We are all created equal. We all have struggles and challenges, and we all need to come together, regardless of who we pray to, regardless of how long we pray, and regardless of how we pray. Being very serious. And since this isn't made for kids, I can be serious. And since this isn't made for kids, we have comment section. So if this means the globe wants to come after me, fine, I'm ready. I'm ready to face the multiverse. I'm ready to face all of the challenges that this world has in store, because I know that I'm not facing it alone. I'm facing it with you guys. And I'm in community. And I'm checking in regularly. And you are too. The numbers show. I'm not going to lie. I'm starting to get some followers that I've never even met before. So thank you guys so much. That's a huge honor to have a stranger off the street just kind of pick up your product and just start using it. So thank you guys. I hope to have so much more product for you. I am in the market more on the analog side of creating media content, so physical paper media, so stay tuned for that. We got a lot in store coming up in the year 2027. It's going to be super, super exciting. It's going to, as the kiddos say, the ones that this content's not created for, as the kiddos say, it's really going to be popping off, and it's giving whatever you're supposed to say after you say it's giving pop off vibes. Pop off. Yeah, pop off. I like that. Pop off vibes. Yeah, so thank you guys so much. The challenge of the week is just go out and just sit in your backyard for a second. Start taking some really deep breaths. So your plan is just to breathe. just like I did when you guys saw me have that episode. Again, I am sorry you had to experience that. There's still a lot I'm working through. We breathe. That's where we start. And then we go from there. So let's go from there together. I promised a finale, a grand finale, and that's what you're gonna get. So what I'm gonna go do, wherever I put that tripod, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna set up the tripod. I'll put a really nice. Turn my camera around so that we get it framed a really nice shot, and then we'll do the grand finale. I do have to use the tripod for the grand finale, so. And it does take me a second to get set up for the grand finale. I'm not I'm not a master of this stuff yet, but I'm getting there. Not one bit. I'm not even close to getting there, but hey, you at least you made it this far and you stuck around for this whole video, so you know exactly where I'm at right now. Okay. Oh, sorry. Again, I realize all of this stuff is super awkward. I do not know how those kiddos have mastered it yet. Okay. So, stick around for the grand finale. You're right. I promise. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, everybody. I'm back. Thank you so much for joining me. Reminder, oh, there goes the stupid Meta again. So in closing, I'm going to go ahead and start the 1 minute video Meta allows me to record. It's all... Okay, in closing, I'm really thankful you're here. I'm really thankful you spent the time on this Saturday to join me. And if you're not here on Saturday and you're coming to me live from the future, I'm thankful that you took the time to make it to the end. And I wanted to do a silly bit for you. Again, this would be the parts that would probably be better for your children or your grandchildren. So if you have those and they catch you watching this show and they're like, what? Wait, what is Granny doing? What is Gigi doing? Why is she watching cartoons? Welcome them aboard. I am making content for all ages, all in the same episode, so this is an example of what that looks like. I'm now going to proceed to finish the rest of my gardening in a banana costume. Because that's what I do for the clicks. Stay tuned, everybody. We got this. Oh, and by the way, I love you. I mean it. I love you. Have a great day, everybody. Be safe, everybody.